You either say, all right, let's try it one more time or 10 more time, or let's try it for the final time. But they're like, it's always weird when you're in negotiations to try it again. You know what I mean? Like either, I don't know what's going on, and he can't articulate it.
Do you think it's got to reach a point where she says enough? Because it just seems like he's never going to make that call.
One of them is going to do something that's going to hurt the other one so bad that ends it, and neither one of them seems to be able to do that.
But is each kind of secretly hoping for the other one to do it so they don't have to deal? You know what I mean?
Or they're each hoping that it'll work out in some way.
I don't see that happening at this point. I mean, where do you go from here?
In terms of what?
I mean, you get back together and live happily ever after at this point, after all this nonsense, like all this craziness? I don't know.
Some people do it, but generally it doesn't work.
Sal, what do you think? What do you think is the number one reason that they're on and off so much?
Well, the reason they clearly love each other, okay? She loves him. I don't doubt that for a second. He loves her, but I think he loves her. I think Artie has like a clock. You know what I mean? Like he loves her when he feels like it. Like if the Giant game isn't on, he loves her. You know what I mean? Like there's things that Artie's going to do that Artie's going to do. You know
I disagree.
I mean?
What do you think, Sal?
You know what? Artie says he's off drugs, and I hope he is. I hope he's doing well, but it looks like a pattern of a relationship where a woman keeps caving in, and then he keeps falling off the wagon, and then she's giving him ultimatums, and he promises that he'll clean up, and it's back and forth and back and forth. And I think if you look at the big picture between the Subutex and the booze and everything else, I think Dana wants Artie to clean his life up. And when she sees him in those conditions, that's where she's giving him ultimatums. And I think he comes back and says, I am clean now, and she gives him another chance. It's a very, very common cycle between two people who love each other where drugs are involved. So that's what I think.
Sal Governelli, comedian and drug counselor.
Dr. Sal.
So what should Artie do?
I think it breaks.
Or what should Dana do?
Well, I think it's breaking Artie's heart, which you could tell because he's so in love with Dana, but at the same time, he's got a lot of vices and demons that he hasn't, in my opinion, cleaned up yet. Once he gets that out of the way, he can move on with.
But see, I don't think he necessarily had any of those vices or demons left. Like I don't think Artie's doing drugs. But I think that Artie can go to dark places just getting depressed.
I mean, that talk today about, like, blowing his head off.
Yeah,
I mean, he was coming from somewhere.
Right.
Well, listen.
So she's saying, hey, you know what? You may not, Artie's not doing drugs now, but you still get upset. You still get depressed. There's things that lead you to dark places. Go talk to somebody about it. And he just doesn't want to do that.
To me, nobody gets off of heroin and says they cleaned up and all of a sudden they're continually still depressed. Generally, if you see somebody go off of drugs, they're starting their life new. They like to help people. Here's a guy who's still in a funk, yet off of those things. I don't know. A lot of stuff doesn't make sense.
Yeah, but what if the depression is the thing that led you to do drugs and you get off drugs, but you haven't cured the depression?
That's another thing.
I think that's what's going on. There's something going on that makes Artie not be happy with who he is.
Call crackhead Bob crazy, but the best advice he ever gave to Artie was go to counseling. I've never seen somebody kick the horse and not go to counseling. You have to follow through. Maybe that's what Artie needs, and maybe that's what Dana wants him to do as well.
That's right after Bob told him, don't do Doug's.
No offense by kicking the horse, Gary.
I'm still wondering what kick the horse means. Let's go to Andy in Georgia. Hey, Andy.
Hey, how you doing? Love the show. Hey, just want to make one quick observation about Sal. I know you're trying to move the show along, but how much time out of Howard's show, your show, and Sal's life is spent with him apologizing about something stupid that he's done?
Sal, you want to answer that?
You bring up a good point, but I don't think, for the roast is the only time I think I shouldn't apologize because Howard gave me carte blanche to cross the line. So I'm not going to, that's one area I won't apologize for. But other than that, I don't know. I don't know how many times I've apologized.
A lot.
Yeah, too many probably.
But are all the apologies sincere when you make them?
It definitely opens my eyes to things, like I've probably held back a little bit on the, comments about other races and stuff like that. I think a little bit more now before I speak.
I mean, I've known Sal for a while now, and I really feel like he genuinely doesn't know he's, offending people when he says things.
He doesn't, I agree.
And when you tell him that it's wrong, he is upset because he really didn't realize that he upset somebody.
I absolutely agree.
I believe it's wrong to the audience when, I've talked about this with John, how many drives home, that the audience feels it's wrong because they don't know you. I mean, if you go to a chick at a bar and you go, hey, why don't you suck my cock? She'll probably call the cops. But after a few drinks and a few laughs, she's sucking it unsolicited. And the point I'm trying to make is that with the audience, I don't know how that's funny. I'm trying to make a point here.
We know. That's what makes you so great.
But here's the thing: when you're with the listening audience. with the listening audience, when they don't know you and they might hear something that comes across offensive and racy, right off the bat, you're deemed as a creep and a cold-blooded asshole. Whereas if they knew you a little bit longer, they would realize that, hey, you know what? This guy's just like me. We've all been there before. My problem is I haven't warmed up to the wonderful people out there yet. So eventually I hope to if I don't get fired.
I'll throw this topic out. We'll talk about it another time. But I see this really weird cycle go around. Besides, we can talk about that comment all day tomorrow. But I see this really weird cycle go around where John gives you a ride home every day, and you reward him by making these odd anti-Semitic remarks that you think are funny. And John sort of lives with them because he's a good guy.
Yeah.
But it's just like this weird triangle of tension.
John's definitely my therapist. He's no,
you just didn't even hear what I said, though.
And as a Jewish person, you're very good at it. So
thank you. I appreciate that.
You